In today's video, I'm going to help you identify some vintage brooches which can be worth thousands. Now, I know it's a massive subject. You've got all different angles. You've got silver, gold, costume jewellery. I'm just going to give you a quick run through of some of the brands that you might be able to find when you're out and about. And I'm going to have a quick skim over some gold, silver and the costume jewellery. So let's get in straight away and see what we can find. Diane Love for Trifari. As you can see here, this is a really cool brooch. And again, this is just a costume brooch. There's no precious metals or precious stones in it. As you can see, this is set with, it's kind of like a Romanesque bronze, almost like a head and shoulder bust of a Roman emperor or something like that. And it's just so cool. A piece of costume jewellery. And look at the price, $1,650. Just goes to show you that costume jewellery, it doesn't have to be gold, doesn't have to be silver. You don't need diamonds. This is just like a gold tone base metal, and you've got like that lovely Roman bust, and it looks like it's got an inset stone. That looks like a little piece of onyx or maybe an agate. It's hard to tell from the photo. But this was made by Trifari. It's a very collectible brand. This one is a vintage one. I'm guessing this is probably 70s or 80s in date. And it's just a fabulous, big, bold statement piece. And it made big money. So one to look out for. Diane Love is the designer. So anything like that for Trifari, keep your eyes open. This next one absolutely screams Art Nouveau, doesn't it? As soon as you look at it, it's got that look. It's just, for me, it's really nice. I really like this one. And this is actually precious metal. This is 14 karat gold. So this will be stamped 14K or have a hallmark somewhere on it. And it's actually made by Henry Blank and Company. Now, I haven't heard of that make before, but it's you can tell by the quality of the brooch by just looking at it. They're a very good maker, very good quality. So it is one I'm going to start looking out for. And as you can see, it's got a lovely enamel work on it. As you look up from the pearl going up, you've got like these pinky colours, and then they go into a translucent white blue. So really nice. And it's surmounted by a little diamond, claw set diamond. And it just ticks all the boxes for Art Nouveau jewellery. Very popular. And as you can see from the price, this one sold for $795. But just a lovely, of its kind, Art Nouveau jewellery. It ticks all the boxes. Now, next up, look at this. No, it's not diamonds. You might, at first glance, you might think, wow, look at these for diamonds. They're not. It's just clear rhinestones or costume jewellery stones, just glass. Now, this is by Christian Dior, so a very good maker. I'm pretty sure everyone's heard of Christian Dior. And look at that. It's a bumblebee, a little bug brooch. Now, animals and all insects are very popular. But just look at that. At first glance, you'd say, oh, that's got to be diamonds. Just look at the quality, how they've been inset, how they've set, the setting of the stones. And it's just a fabulous piece of costume jewellery. And that's why it commanded such a high price, $570. It's signed Christian Dior, so it's one to look out for when you're going through boxes of jewellery at estate sales or thrift shops or wherever you are, the antique shops. Just have a look through. If you see any insects or bugs, well worth looking out for, because the Christian Dior ones, as you can see here, as this shows, a lot of money. Now, here we have, now this is really a bold design, as you can see. Now, this is a Chanel design, a 1980s in date, and I'm sure you'll agree, it's a big statement piece. Look at those colours, red, green, blue, orange, really big. Now, they'll just be like little pieces of poured glass, again, in just like a gold tone metal backing. And it's just a really bold statement piece, and it's by Chanel. So it's a rare piece. Go and find another one. I doubt you'd find another one like it. So when you look at the price, $1,218. Again, big money, but it's just because it's rarity. It's 1980s. There won't be a lot of them about. They were really expensive new, so there's not a lot in circulation. But that said, you can find them. People miss it when you look at it. People can miss things like that and just dismiss it as a normal piece of costume jewellery just with glass stones in. But to the trained eye, who knows that Chanel's rare and things like this are worth picking up, you have to pick it up because there's good money to be made. Now look at this next one. I think this is really cool. You've got the gazelle there standing on top of the red stone, and look at how it's standing, just perched on the top. I think this is fabulous. This is actually a sterling silver one, but obviously it doesn't look silver. But what's happened? This has been hand enameled. It's been hand painted with enamel on top. Now this is by Corocraft, and the designer here is Adolphe Katz, which again I've never heard of the designer, but I have heard of Corocraft. And look at that, it's almost in that Art Deco style, isn't it? It's got that look of an Art Deco design. Obviously, it's not that old. This is probably more from the, I'm guessing 60s, 70s, that type of thing. But Absolutely fabulous. Look at that for a piece. And it's got some stones on the actual neck of the gazelle, which look, a couple of them look a bit discoloured or maybe missing, but it hasn't really affected. This one was up for auction. It had 12 bids and it made $1,725. So Corocraft, nice design like that. I mean, that's just an app of its type. It's just a really, really cool one. I really like that. Now here we have a bit of antique Murrle Bennett Co jewellery. Now look at this again. This is a gold. This is precious metal, of course. This is 15 karat gold, and it's in set, as you can see. Probably some split pearls there, and you've got the opal, the circular opal in the middle, and it's iconic Art Nouveau design. You've got the organic lines, and Murrle Bennett, really good company. I really like their work. You see, and it's just typical Art Nouveau. They do gold, a lot of silver. You can find enamel work by them. They do all sorts, but the jewelry is just really, it's a top name, really up there. And as you can see, it's just your typical Art Nouveau. And this one, £595. Now, I don't think that's too bad. I think that's reasonable, absolutely reasonable for what you're getting there. It's a nice piece of jewelry. As you can see, it's timeless. Very, very cool. Now, here we have another bug. And again, this is a Christian Dior piece, a vintage piece again, probably 70s or 80s in date. And as you can see from the stones, these are just glass stones again, rhinestones. But you've got like the central purple one, and then it's flanked by two, you'd call them sapphire blue, wouldn't you, stones? But again, they're set nicely. And you've got a little diamond in his head, a little diamond colour, I should say. It isn't a diamond, it's a rhinestone to look like a diamond. But again, it's just a rare piece, Christian Dior, being a bug or an insect again. And this one commanded $1,079. Again, big money for just a little brooch. But you need to be aware, you need to look out. If you're going through, you see bug brooches, and it's signed Christian Dior, you could be on for a winner. So well worth picking up if you can. Right, the next piece we have here is a crown Trifari piece designed by Alfred Philippe. Now, this is entitled Jewels of India, so this would have been a series. They'll have done other ones like it. And as you can see why. Look at those colours. Absolutely fabulous. And look at that big green stone in the centre, flanked by the blue, sapphire blue coloured stones. And just so cool. And you've got the ruby coloured ones at the end. Again, just costume jewellery again. There's no precious metals here. This is just gold tone and glass. But again, look at the price, £1,740. And it's just because of the make and the series it's from. So when you start getting into your costume jewellery, you'll get the names Trifari, because some Trifari pieces can be worth £10 or £20. So there is a steep learning curve. It's not, you don't just buy it because of the name. There's got to be something about it. Now, this one, Jewels of India, you've got the designer, so it ticks the boxes, a bit of rarity. And it's just so cool. Look at that for a vintage piece of costume jewellery. So Trifari, one to look out for. So we're back on the Art Nouveau theme again. Now look at this. You've got everything that screams Art Nouveau. You've got like the organic flowers and the sinewy stems, and you've got the maiden, haven't you, the pretty lady, and you've got a lovely pearl suspension as well. And it just ticks all the boxes. Now this one's actually silver with enamel on top. And if you look closely at the photos, you'll see where some of the enamel's missing, but this one hasn't held it back. I mean, it's made €1,250. So I think that's around, I'm guessing around £1,000. So it's just absolutely fabulous. Now, this was by Mel and Maya around 1890, 1900 in date. On the listing, I've got 1900 to 1910. I think it's maybe slightly earlier, 1890, 1900, but you know, who cares? It's fabulous. Look at it. Really nice piece, and something I'd love to own. I'd love to own that. That's a real nice piece. So one to look out for. Of course, it's silver, so you'll have that in mind. You'll be like, oh, this is silver, but then you see the subject matter and you can go, yeah, Art Nouveau, very sought after. Then you look at the make. So there's like little things you tick off. You go, oh, it's silver, it's precious metal, so that's a good start. Then you look at the design, Art Nouveau, that's another good tick. That's another green light. And then you see the maker, another green light. So it just gets better and better as you inspect the piece. Again, next up here, we've got a Charles Horner piece. Charles Horner, English maker, most probably a Chester hallmark on this one. Just an Art Nouveau, just pretty simple, really. Just green and blue enamel on silver. You see lots of Charles Horner work, very popular. You can pick these up, and this one sold for £275. Just an English hallmark piece of silver with some enamel on. But it's got the look, hasn't it? It's got that Art Nouveau look, which is very collectible. And people do collect Charles Horner's work as well. He does lots of different things. He does hat pins, belt buckles, all different pieces of silver, badges, brooches, But 9 times out of 10, the earlier stuff, like the Art Nouveau stuff like this, does quite well. Now we have a vintage Shriner lime green ruffle brooch, and it is lime green. Look at that. That's what you call a statement piece, isn't it? Look at that. And again, no precious metals in this one. This is just costume jewellery. And again, it's the maker, isn't it? And it's like they've put the description moon glow, high domed, and it does glow. The centre stone does glow, doesn't it? And it's just a fabulous piece. Just really, really bold statement, vintage costume jewellery. But again, probably I'm guessing probably 1980s in date, something like that. Looking at 70s, 80s, really bold, nice green colour, and the make very popular. And again, if we look at the price, $1,079. What else can you say about that one? It's just wow. Now moving on, this is the favourite of all the costume pieces I'm showing you today. My favourite, I think this is wonderful. This is by Corocraft. Coro, now look at that. This is a lizard stealing an egg. And how wonderful is this? And the egg's actually a faux pearl. Again, there's no precious metals. This is just costume jewellery. And the lizard, as you can see, it's all green. It's all hand-painted enamel. And it's holding a faux pearl, which is meant to be an egg. It's just stolen. And his back, you'll see the inset rhinestones, clear rhinestones, all the way down its back and tail. And it's fabulous. It's just the way it's all curved round. And yeah, a really nice piece. And as you can see from the price, £2,640 for a piece of costume jewellery. It's staggering. It still blows my mind. But go and find another one. Go and find me another one of those, please. I know I've said that before in this video, but it's true. But they are out there. I'm saying that they are out there. That could be sitting in a box of costume jewellery. And if you know what you're looking for, you see that, you go, oh yeah, that's a Corocraft. Let's go and pick that lizard up quick, because it's worth big money. And you'll see he's got little red inset eyes as well. Just a fabulous piece. Just really, really nice. I got nothing else to say about it. I just want one. I really want one. Now, the next piece, again, this is from the 1960s. Costume jewellery again. But just look how the stones are set. Look how the clear rhinestones are set. They've got little claw settings. They almost look like the little diamonds, little claw set diamonds. Because actually, when you have a diamond piece, that's how they set the claws so the stone don't fall out. And this is just fabulous. And as you can see from the description, it's a Chanel piece. And it's a poured glass, and it's a real earlier style, Byzantine style, so a real earlier look to it. And I think it's really, really cool. I mean, it has got that, to me, it's almost got that medieval look as well. And it's got the glass panels, it's hand-poured glass. And the designer's French diamond, Robert Goossens, the designer for Chanel. And again, look at the price on this one, $3,450. I mean, you can just, looking at the photo, you can just tell that's a good quality piece. It's a really good quality piece of costume jewellery. It's not, if that was in a box with lots of other costume jewelleries, that'd take your eye. If you knew what you're looking at, that'd just be screaming at you to pick up. And that's what you got to get. You got to get that kind of eye, as it were, when you can just quickly scan a box of costume jewellery or whatever it is. Well, it doesn't have to be jewellery. It can be other types of antiques and collectibles. If you can quickly scan the box and your eye can tell you what the quality is, you're going to do well in this field. And that'd stand out, as you can see. But yeah, as I said, the price, $3,450. I've had to go back to Art Nouveau because it's one of my favourite periods. Now, look at this. This is a George Jensen one. This is silver with some lapis, as you can see, the nice striking blue colour. And what a cool brooch that is. Just a nice, you could say like almost half moon, and you've got like the flower drape going over it, and you've got the nice suspension, the droppers coming down. Absolutely fabulous. Now, this one sold for €950, which is £786, looking at the translation there. And of course, George Jensen, very, very popular. Now, this is an earlier piece. This looks like probably around 1910, 1920, something like that, I'm guessing, at the back end of Art Nouveau, moving on to your arts and craftsy Art Deco periods a bit later. Now, there is some crossover, and you'll see that in the designs. They kind of merge into each other, and it's fine. I just think it's stunning. I think that's really, really nice. And as I said, €950, sterling silver, George Jensen, lapis, just ticks all the boxes, doesn't it? I hope you found that run through useful. Gives you some idea of some of the styles and some of the names to look out for. If you did enjoy it and got some nuggets of information, check this video here, as this one might help you also, because this goes through some other bits that I go and find and buy to resell on eBay. Cheers, folks.